And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
Violence breeds violence. Repression breeds retaliation. And only a cleansing of our whole society can we remove this sickness from our souls.
Those folks who were responsible have been held accountable.
Develops weapons of mass destruction. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society.
And welcome back to another episode of the WRK podcast, where we ask the questions, but at the end of the day, who really knows?
Yep.
As always, I'm your host, AJ, here with my good friend Dylan. Michael could not make it to the studio today, but we do have Sad Little Robot behind the controls. Say hello, Sad Little Robot.
Hi, guys.
Let them know that we're not holding you hostage.
Hi, guys.
You're here by your own free will.
Yeah, those chains you hear in the background, that's just for my dog or something.
Yeah. It's for his, 60-pound cat, you know.
Yeah. Make sure she doesn't get out and bite the neighbors.
Yeah, so we're here to talk about the Villisca Axe Murder today. Hometown hero to us Iowa boys when it comes to the whole murder mystery thing. I don't know, man. There's not a whole lot of, better murder mysteries that I can think of.
Really? I'm sure we've talked about this guy, but honestly, I don't remember shit. So I'm ready to have my mind blown.
That's the problem. There's not a guy, but there might be a guy, but we don't know about.
Huh.
We don't know about this guy.
Okay.
It's a murder mystery, baby.
Yeah, you'd think I'd know since I'm, in Iowa, but I don't know. Sad Little Robot, do you know about this?
All I know is I worked under a guy that was from Villisca, and that there was an axe murder there.
Nice.
In a house in Iowa.
Nice.
And that's all I got.
Yeah, I think I got
So
that
I haven't actually looked too much into this story.
It's fucking
either.
story time then.
Dude, this story is bonkers, okay?
Hold on, let me take some mushrooms.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I actually took an edible before we fucking... About 40 minutes ago, so...
Nice.
This is going to be fucking fun for me.
All right. Well, it looks like strike number 2 is going to happen this week. Anyway.
I got one left, and then I'm gone.
Anyway, yeah, so June 10th, 1912. So this happens, what is that? That's 119 and a half years ago.
Damn. It's too long ago.
Yeah.
That's
so you
back
can
when
kind of understand why it became a mystery being in 1912. But still, there were enough people getting convicted of murder back then. So no excuses, only results. That's what my shop teacher told me growing up. You had the same shop teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking fingerless Joe. Goddamn asshole. Anyway, Villisca, small town. It was bigger in 1912 than it is now. Back then it had around 2,000 people. Now it's around the 1,200 mark.
Damn. It's dying out. The axe murder wasn't cool enough, I guess.
It's not great for the economy.
No, it definitely did not pop the way that they thought it would.
Yeah, maybe it was some guy in the local government like, dude, you know what would really get people to move here? Let's get an axe murderer going.
Yeah. So, Villisca, small town. There's a very prominent family named the Moore family. And they're obviously going to be the subject of this story. They had lived married in Villisca for around 13 years. They had 4 children. They were very wealthy and well-liked in the community. J.B. Moore owned a John Deere factory before John Deere was John Deere. So,
Oh, so John Deere kind of like acquired him? Or acquired
In
that
a
factory?
sense, yeah.
Okay.
In a sense. Basically, they were mass producing the John Deere plow before John Deere was a corporate company.
Gotcha.
So, June 9th, the day before the murder, Sarah Moore, the wife, was teaching a children's day class at the local church. One of Sarah's daughters invited her friends to come over for a sleepover that night, which they regrettably accepted the invitation to the sleepover. Because no one made it out of that house alive.
Okay, I thought you were like gonna say like they were just on the spot and they wanted to say no. They had their favorite show was on.
Show, it's 1912, dog.
Maybe they were going to the play, dude.
A play in Villisca, Iowa?
Dude, you don't know.
That shit was popping back then.
That's the fucking play capital of the world, dude.
Yeah, fuck Broadway. So the Moores and the two friends walked back to the Moore house from the church, which was a couple blocks away. And as anyone could guess, that they had a peaceful and regular evening. But to everyone's surprise, the Moores and the two girls were found cold dead in the home the next morning.
So the girl, the daughter, and her two friends.
The four children, the two parents, and the two friends.
Oh.
So, eight. Okay, there we go. Thanks.
Math.
Yep.
You don't leave anyone behind.
No witnesses.
And it was all... How do they know it was an axe?
Axe murders leave a pretty
That's fair.
distinct type of wound.
Yeah, it looks like...
A very deep gash where it's bludgeoning and cutting you at the same time.
Okay.
Where if it was like smaller gashes, it would have been the Villisca scissor murderer.
The Villisca Butterknife
Right.
murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's 1912. Like, there's more axe murders than there are pistol murders.
Yeah, guns weren't really popping back then.
Like, you had your hunting rifles and shotguns for your house, but that's about it.
He didn't want to use it. He was like, why are people using guns? It's so much better with an axe.
Everything's better with an axe. Also, if you're watching the show live on YouTube, like you should be every week, we've got a Villisca Axe Murder axe decoration on the table this week.
Yeah.
It's my trusty hatchet stuck on a butcher's block. So,
Where were you on the night of 1912?
Yeah, AJ.
well, let's see. I think my great-grandfather was either coming to the country or I don't know. I was somewhere.
Fair enough.
I was in someone's balls inside someone else's balls inside
That's what I
another
was
pair
gonna
of balls.
say. Yeah.
Ballception.
Yeah, I was on the third dream of ballception. So yeah, that's where I was. No alarms had gone out that evening throughout the community. Everything seemed peaceful, normal. Yeah, so just no one knew anything was going on that night.
Mm-hmm. Just clean old.
No
clean old
neighbors.
killing.
Yeah, they had
Undisturbed.
neighbors close by that said that they couldn't tell anything was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's yeah.
Well, it's a little sus.
It's
I don't
hard
know.
to elaborate any further because I want to tell a story.
Right.
So around 8 a.m., the neighbor's wife, Mary, got up and went to their door and knocked on it, just wondering why the family wasn't up and about. She tried to open the door. It was locked. Before calling anyone, she lets the chickens out and starts tending to their livestock, which I think is weird.
Yeah, if nobody answers the door, you're just gonna go like what, feed their dog or some shit?
Yeah, like, hey, here, I let your chickens out. Like, what's going on?
Did they live on? Were they like really close next door neighbors, or do they have a bunch of land? Maybe
it was close enough that she walked over there and back multiple times in 30 minutes. So
I could see
I would,
some
I would
like
assume it
weird
was like
shit
an
though,
acreage.
like out of my parents or something. Like if their neighbors had animals or something, and they just randomly went over and fed them. Like I could see that happening.
Yeah. Some dude with a fucking cast on his arm comes up with his grandson and a bottle of moonshine while we're trying to hot tub.
Yeah.
I only say that because it's happened before. But yeah, no, I'm assuming it's an acreage style because they're in town close enough that the family's walking home from church.
Yeah.
From my understanding, JB, the dad, walked to work every day. Yeah, anyway. Mary, after letting the chickens out, tending to the ant livestock, calls his brother, JB's brother, Ross. And Ross comes over and starts knocking on the windows and yelling outside, trying to get anyone's attention. And then he opens the door with his spare key, which he apparently had the whole time, and decided banging on the windows was, I don't know. This is where the story for me starts getting like really fucking sketchy as shit. So Ross walked into the entryway, opened the first bedroom door to find 2 blood-stained bodies on the bed. He turned around, went back on the porch where Mary is reportedly still hanging out, and told Mary, go call the sheriff. The 2 bodies he had seen were the sisters that came over for the slumber party.
And just them?
Yep, just those 2 bodies in the bedroom next to the kitchen. The sheriff arrived around 8:30, so this is a half hour. This is how close by everything is. Sheriff arrives around 8:30 and found 8 dead bodies. The sheriff was accompanied by local priests and 2 physicians.
You got to make sure the priests are there.
Exactly.
In case anyone runs out of the bushes and tries to make a break for it.
In case one of the boys is still warm.
12, any of our friends that are young and trying to become priests, like whatever, it's cool. We're talking about the old school priests. Okay?
In the new ones, sometimes.
Maybe the new ones, but you know, like
I've seen Midnight Mass. I know what's up.
yeah.
Has nothing to do with anything, but yeah. Also, if you haven't seen Midnight Mass, go watch it. Spooktober's not over. Check it out. I binge watched it in one day.
Yeah, I think
Highly
I might have
recommend.
did too. That or 2 days. I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely like I stayed up way later. My work ethic the next day was not spot on, but I definitely talked to everyone about the show.
Yeah, I had someone else, I can't remember who it was, said he was like Keegan talking about getting through like 2 or 3 episodes, maybe even 4, and not really getting into it as much to want to binge it and finish it. I'm like, are you high? Like it was, yeah, it's not as crazy, but like, dude, I was like, you gotta just watch it. For anyone wondering, dude, just go watch that show. You'll enjoy yourself.
Yeah. So word spreads around town, mind you, small town, that there was a tragedy at the Moore house. And so the town folks start showing up. One of the doctors on the scene was trying to keep people from entering the crime scene, but up to around 100 people before the county sheriff showed up had entered the house and started investigating the crime scene themselves. 100 town folk running from room to room in excitement and horror. So the crime scene was instantly tainted before there was even an investigation.
You said 100 people?
Roughly 100
Around
people.
100 people?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's 1912. I guess it's just like do what you want, I guess.
Right. So this is where I'm going to point out the sheriff of the town was elected sheriff of the town because he was the biggest person in town.
Like the biggest built person.
Yeah, he had no law training, no investigation training, no training of any kind. He was just a big guy that was a local carpenter that wore a sheriff's badge.
My God. Villisca, you're drunk.
Villisca was very drunk.
I mean, I wouldn't want some scrawny dude being like, Sheriff, this guy's kicking my ass, dude. Come and help. And just goes over and fucking snaps his arm in half because he's a twig. I don't know.
Right.
I want a big juicer.
So this is how far into like fucking up the crime scene the up to 100 people got. They were disturbing the dead bodies by literally touching the corpses, taking stuff from the house. One person was reported by the sheriff of taking this fragment of Joe's skull as a memento of the Villisca Axe murder.
What the
Literally
fuck?
picked up a piece of his skull off the ground, put it in his pocket, and left the house.
That's something Michael would do.
The murder weapon was picked up and passed around by at least over half of the people. So fingerprints on the murder weapon,
Good luck.
especially in 1912, when it's covered in congealed blood and people are passing it around.
Yeah.
When did we say... God, I remember researching one time when fingerprinting actually became a thing. Was it back then?
Fingerprinting was it was used to put people at the place of the crime, and then I almost want to say it was like
Between, it looks like the study, let's see, about 1853.
was when you could implicate, at least in America, you could implicate someone of a crime based on fingerprints. It's when you could use it to prove that someone did a crime is a different date. Mm-hmm. There were two, it was like, oh, man.
Yeah, it looks, or U.S. Got it between 1903 and 1905. It started with the Army and then the prison system.
When did they start making it so that you could do, or like, use it as tangible evidence that someone committed a crime? Is kind of what I'm going for. Because I think that was not very long after they started using it for prisoners. Mm-hmm. Because they were that's how they would catch repeat criminals.
Right.
I wouldn't even let him back out.
1892 was the first time they used fingerprints to actually...
Convict someone?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was after.
No, I guess it wasn't in the U.S., but it was in fucking Argentina, actually.
Well, I don't live in Argentina, so I don't fucking care.
Well, that's fair.
If you're a fan listening from Argentina, I do care. I make your food at work sometimes. Made some churrasco steak before.
That was
Shout-
wasn't that Brazilian?
It's just South American.
Regional. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You just put Brazilian in front of shit, throw it on a menu, and white people buy the fuck out of it.
That's true. This is
It's a sales tactic.
Italian Chef Boyardee ravioli.
It's not even ravioli, it's just Boyardee's.
Boyardee's. That and, the beefaroni, man. Love it.
All right.
So, my bad.
No, we're fine. We're fine. We're getting there. Another big problem, the sheriff. Oh yeah, I already talked about the sheriff not being a sheriff. I just got excited and jumped ahead of my notes. Sorry, I need to make sure. A real sheriff arrived on the scene around midday. It was the county sheriff. At this point, the investigation was built on what the first several people who entered the house could describe to the sheriff from memory. And those are the people that the carpenter sheriff could keep on the scene. Be like, you can't go to work now. You invaded a crime scene. Like, you need to wait till the authorities get here. They're like, oh, fuck you, Carpenter Joe. Like, we're going to dick off. So, yeah, he's basically putting the crime scene together based on what people saw when they entered the house. Because it doesn't look the same as when they entered the house. They've altered it so much. There's no original crime scene. There's no photographs. Nothing. Mm-hmm. Dr. Cooper was brought in with the town sheriff, confirmed all the deaths through testing of rigor mortis. Due to his testing, he said that with the clotted blood and the rigor mortis, they had been dead for 8 to 9 hours, suggesting that they'd been killed around midnight that evening. And the public were yelling at the coroner from the county that they thought the crimes were sexual in nature. So he examined the female corpses, but found no evidence of that being true. So, like, no...
They're just like, they're so involved. They're like...
Yeah, I imagine them being in the kitchen as he's investigating in the bedroom.
Check
next
their
to the
pussies.
kitchen. Yeah.
Check their pussies.
Look at her little pussy. Look at it.
They didn't have anything in 1912. I was lying about the play theater. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll get into why like people thought it was a sexual nature too when they get further into details about the crime or the crime scene, I guess. But let's just keep going through the day's events quick. The sheriff called in bloodhounds from Nebraska, which arrived around 8:30 p.m.
Is it like a biker gang or something?
Right.
No.
Like an old-timey you imagine like the 1920s bicycle?
Yeah.
Where it's like a giant wheel in the front with that. So the Bloodhound bicycle gang, they sniffed the murder weapon. The hounds picked up a scent and started leading the police to a trail. In a mob of the nearly 2,000 at that point, Villiscans outside the house were following the dogs and police.
Damn.
That's
like fucking Dr. Frankenstein
that's
style.
fucking weird.
That's awesome.
People
kind
are
of
fucking weird, dude.
Dude, if we were in a town like that, there's no fucking way we wouldn't be in that crowd. If we were like seeing a house, we'd probably fight our way to get into the house first.
Right, especially, I mean, I guess, yeah, I'll give it to him too, because it was 1912, and there was literally nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you
I mean, you could be like Mary and let their fucking chickens out and feed their livestock.
Yeah,
Instead,
that's true.
People are breaking into the house.
I just want my neighbors to know, if you get murdered, I will feed your cats and then come find you.
Yeah.
So the trail ends at the Nottoway River, which is river north of Villisca. So this entire time, the bodies were still left in the house, unpoliced, because and they weren't going to the coroner's office because the county attorney had to sign the bodies over to the coroner. So the bodies laid there for over 24 hours after they were found.
They were pretty much like a tube of Go-Gurt.
And then when the coroner shows up or the county attorney shows up to sign over the bodies to the coroner, he's drunk as fuck. And so they put him in the drunk tank and make him sober up and then sign over the bodies.
The coroner is drunk as fuck?
No, the county attorney.
Oh. Fair. I mean, what do you do in 1912?
Yeah.
Besides get fucked
That's
up.
the moral of this episode. What did you do in 1912?
Like, was public intox a thing? Like, could you just get fucking ripped and do whatever you want?
Yeah. So even the county sheriff, who did have police training and all that shit, realized he was in over his head as well and called in a private investigator named McCaffrey. McCaffrey found 0 usable fingerprints in the entire house. All photos of the crime scene taken after the mob had ran through the house were missing. The axe was left leaning up against the south side wall of the kitchen next to the room where the 2 girls were sleeping. And then the crazy thing, the fucking murder weapon disappeared during the investigation. Like there's 2 different Villisca Axe Murder museums in Villisca, Iowa, both claiming to have the axe murder axe that was used to kill the fucking Moore family.
But they knew.
But they're
that
like
it was
across
missing.
the fucking street from each other. And they're like some fucking 2 old geezers standing outside all day yelling, "I got the real murder weapon, you son bitch."
It's mine. What the fuck?
I could just imagine them both like running, getting so pissed they just grab their Villisca murder axes and just running at each other. That'd be a crazy.
And both have a fucking heart attack because they were like 9 when this happened.
Yeah.
That would make them 111 years old. 110 years old.
It's got plus 10 to life. The Villisca Murder Axe does.
Got
Yeah.
what?
Plus 10 to life. A constitution buff.
Oh, yeah.
That's why people wanted it so bad.
It'd be crazy. It probably does have like magical powers. It disappears. It kills a whole family on its own. Fucking, I don't know. I think we solved this case. AJ was right. It's Ghost, dude. It's fucking Ghost. This whole time we knew it was Ghost.
I don't think it's Ghost, but the house in question, the Moore family house, has been barely updated since the time of the attacks. And I think the town took ownership of it, and you can rent it out per night with a group of people and stay there. And supposedly people have supernatural experiences.
I wonder if that's ever been on one of the
It's
ghost
been on
shows.
TV shows, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. It's been on like Ghost Adventures and a bunch
Yeah,
of
Zach
shit.
Beggins was like laying in the attic with an axe over his head on a switch that would drop it on his head. He's like, "If you're still here, murderer, fucking kill me. I'm tough.
Yeah.
I have muscles
Yeah.
and cross tattoos, and I wear rings, damn it."
Yeah, dude, that's insane. Fucking kill me. You won't.
Yeah, if you're not wearing big fake glasses, rings, and cross tattoos with affliction shirts, you're not a real ghost hunter.
I'll have to watch that episode. I'll have to find the short clip
If you
of
got
it.
Hulu, you can watch it for sure. And you just look
Okay.
up the episode number.
For
Pretty sure all
sure.
their shit's on Hulu. All right, back to the murder. The axe was left leaning up against the south side wall of the kitchen next to the room where the two girls were sleeping. Which they believe the two girls in the down. So all the other murders happened in the upper floor of the house. The two girls sleeping were in the kitchen of, or next to the kitchen on the main floor. They believe they were killed first. And so the theory is that he killed them, went upstairs, killed everyone else, came back downstairs. We'll get more into that on why they think that. But the axe was partially cleaned of blood, but it still had blood and hair stuck to it.
The axe has not disappeared yet.
Nope, has not disappeared
Okay.
yet. The axe was itself owned by J.B. Moore. All 8 victims were recorded of being bludgeoned to death by the same axe. All 8 victims were found still in bed, and only one had been thought to have possibly been awake during their death.
Oof.
Yeah.
Which, think about that. It's a 4-bedroom house, 8 people dead in 3 different bedrooms. Just think about that in your head and think of how that makes sense in the investigation. Because it
Wait, so
Doesn't-
say it again. There was 4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms, all 8 people were dead in 3 of the 4 bedrooms
All people were
in their
dead.
beds, all asleep at the time of their death, except for possibly one.
But then she was found dead.
Yeah, in the bed still. Just they think that
Yeah, she was awake.
they think that the wife Sarah was awake when
Huh.
she died.
So it is ghosts. I'm just kidding. Okay. So
Oh, sorry, it wasn't
One
even
bed
Sarah.
wasn't being
It wasn't.
used.
It wasn't
Oh,
Sarah.
it was Lena.
It was Lena was thought to be alive when awake when she died. She was on her side with one foot kicked off of the bed as if she was trying to get out of the bed. Her nightgown was ripped up and she was not wearing underwear.
is that where the sexualization comes from?
That and Sarah.
Or
But
or
also-
a person stole the underwear.
That's what I'm thinking too. Like people are stealing shit left and right. What if the town pervert comes and takes the
Just
9-year-old's
imagine like
underwear?
5 people are in this room just fucking scared as hell at the guy who's just
Hey,
like ripping the panties off
I'm just
of
gonna
a
throw
body.
this out there. One of the first 4 people in the house was a priest in 1912, and there's a 9-year-old girl missing her underwear. I'm just throwing that out there.
I think he solved it actually. I think you did solve it.
I solved her missing underwear story. I don't think I solved the murder yet. I think I will by the end of the episode.
But we know where the underwear went. Find the
I
priest,
literally have
find
2.
the underwear.
I have 2 theories that will make so much sense to you guys that you're gonna be like, "Why the fuck did no one think about this in 1912?" And then you're gonna remember it was 1912.
About the underwear?
No, about the murders. She was the only one moved and posed in a somewhat obscene way, but people were touching the bodies, so we don't know if she got moved by the murderer or if she got moved. Like, I don't know. I don't know who made her, doing that like e-girl doggy style pose on the bed after she was bludgeoned in the forehead
Right.
with an axe. I don't know who did that. Someone did.
Right.
Someone did
Did
that.
they even know e-girl doggy style back then?
Apparently.
I bet it's somebody from the future, dude. It's somebody from 2022. Went back in time.
And he's going to hear this, get the idea to do it. Time paradox.
Is e-girl doggy style where it's like
Face down, ass up.
it's like they're kind of not doing the full splits, but that, and then they like curve down.
Yeah.
Do you want me?
Yeah,
Do you want me to find a picture for you to look at?
I've seen it before, and I think it's fucking hilarious, the memes that came out of it. But I didn't know that's what it was. E-girl doggy style.
Well, I just
Now
made it
know.
up off the top of
Oh.
my head. But you knew what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
I mean, I think you did a pretty good job of explaining. Now we know. Now we know what to call it. Someone call up Urban Dictionary, and we'll make this official.
So this is another weird thing that they found in the room next to the kitchen. There was a pound of wrapped up bacon in a towel next to the two girls.
Huh. Bacon wrapped up in a towel.
Which I'm assuming 1912, when they say bacon, they just mean pork belly.
Okay.
But still, that's fucking really weird.
Yeah, why bacon? Unless they're trying to make like the I don't know, like slaughtered like pigs type fucking vibe, but like that's a weird marker for a serial killer to be left behind.
Well, it's not even a serial killer.
Or I guess it's just a murderer.
It's just
How do you know it's not though?
See, and that's a theory too.
Yeah.
Because it's on a rail town or like a railroad town in the age of the railroad. And there was a lot of axe murders on the railroad back in the day. But again, axe murders are more common than a gunshot murder in this time. So yeah, I mean, who knows? Who really knows? Mm-hmm. They found on the scene a glass of, or a pan with bloody water in it in the sink and a plate of uneaten food. The uneaten food, I think, plays a huge part in the story that people don't.
A plate of uneaten food on the table, and what was in the sink?
A pan of bloody water.
A pan of bloody water, okay.
How did nobody fucking
Eat the food on the table. That's free food.
No, like how the fuck did nobody wake up except for Lena? Like,
that's where my theory that potentially solves the whole fucking story is gonna make you go, oh my god, that's fucking crazy. You might be right.
fuck. Because it's like it's 1912. Like houses weren't built with any soundproofing. It was just fucking a bunch of wood. There was like no insulation and shit. So
Unless it was just kill shot, kill shot, kill shot, kill shot.
Oh no, there were multiple strikes on like everybody.
Right, but what if you start with the head and just end them? I mean, I don't really see why. If you would want to hit them a bunch of times, you know, like kill them first and then keep stabbing them. I feel like the murderer would want to stab them and then kill them.
I still think that a death gurgle of someone sleeping in the same bed as you would wake you up.
Yeah, or
along with the motion of your entire bed shaking, because you got to remember it's a 1912 bed. It's not a memory foam mattress.
Right. You're gonna be disturbed by it.
So, do you want me to go into my theory or wait till closer to the end and just keep going with the story?
Yeah, give me the rest of the story, baby.
Okay. So in the room with the two sisters, they found a kerosene lamp. And the killer had covered up the mirrors in the room, was what they first noticed. They noticed going through the house that every single mirror and reflective surface in the house had been covered up, including windows. That's a super old superstition that if someone passes in a room with a reflective surface, their spirit will get captured. It's in like the movie Mirrors. It's in Supernatural. It's in all these
Oh, damn.
things. And Yeah, is reading articles about the story. People are like, I don't know why. Maybe he didn't want to look at himself. I'm like, no, it's probably because of the old superstition. But you're really bad at your job and you don't know that. I don't know. But I don't know. They made $120,000 writing that article, so it is what it is. But yeah, every single reflective surface of the house was covered. Everyone's faces was reported to be covered when the original 4 people entered the house. So after the murders, he'd covered their faces as well. JB and Sarah were found dead on their backs, seemingly undisturbed in their sleep. JB with his hands on his chest, Sarah with her head on his shoulder. So this is where it's fucking insane to think that there was some sort of foul play when she's sleeping with her head on his shoulder. He's sleeping with like casket style. And they're both bludgeoned to death. So this is, yeah, the 2 most mutilated of the group, and they're fucking posed like they're sleeping.
Yeah,
like,
peacefully.
Yeah. Joe was practically found with no face remaining. His skull was completely caved in. The entire top of Sarah's head was crushed. And her face was shredded to ribbons by the axe's blade. There were several gouges in the ceiling above their bed, which is where the axe struck while he swung. So it was a taller man hitting the axe on the ceiling, bringing it down, crushing their fucking faces. They could tell by the markings on the ceiling that the person who was swinging the axe was left-handed.
Okay. Because it had a little angle to it or something?
Yeah. After killing the 4 remaining children, including a child so young he was sleeping in a crib, the murderer returned to the parents' room once more to have another go at Sarah's face. This was confirmed to have happened based on the evidence that Sarah's shoe was found filled with blood that dripped off the bed, but it was knocked over on its side, meaning that the killer it was upright next to the bed when he killed her. And then he came back, kicked the shoe over, and went at her again.
Okay.
So it was just a shoe full of blood just kicked over.
Right.
It's like doing the boot, but murder style.
Right. Right. Probably doesn't taste as good. Or does it?
If you're Edward Cullen, it tastes great. The killer took JB's pocket watch, carried it around the house, and left it on a dresser in the room where the 2 girls sleeping over were. Meaning that he stopped in the room again. That's where the theory comes, where he stopped in the room before he left the house. They suspected that he was keeping an eye on the time because he was planning on catching the morning train. This goes with the theory of there being axe murders on the rail line. But the mystery is still, how did he get inside the house? When JB's brother showed up, all the doors and windows were locked. And that being the case, how did the killer lock up the house after he left when the house key was still there? The main theory is that he was hiding in the house when the family was at church. And Joe's brother Charles later told police that JB would lock the house up from the inside at night. Still doesn't explain how the house is fucking locked when they show up in the morning. And the house key is still there.
Right.
So it had to be somebody who had a key.
Were the windows, it said they knocked on the windows, but like were the windows locked up too?
Yeah, windows and doors are all locked. Windows were covered too, you couldn't see inside.
All right, well, yeah, like you said, Robot, we have a man with a key.
That we do. The funeral was 2 days after the murders. Only 14 people were brought in to testify of the hundreds of people that went into the house in the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
An employee, Ed Selly, opened the store Monday morning like normal, the day of the day the bodies were found. Received a call from both JB's brother Ross and Mary. Mary wanted Ed to come tend to the horses at their house. Ed said that Ross and Mary had already entered the house, which conflicted Mary's testimony. Yeah, and fucking literally all 14 people that were brought to testify told different stories.
Of like the crime scene? Of like
Of
what it
everything.
looked like? Or...
Literally everything. Like none of the stories made any sense when compiled together.
Okay.
All right, you guys ready to get into the fucking weird part of the story?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's get into
You guys ready to get weird?
Let's get into that weird part of the story.
All right, so you remember how I said that there was an uneaten plate of food on the table?
Yep.
Yes.
How dare they?
So, you have 8 people murdered, 1 person considered to have woken up during the time of their death, all other 7 asleep during the time of their death, and 1 person didn't eat their food. Was their food tampered with? These aren't things that were thought about back in 1912. Were they drugged? Were they poisoned?
Mm-hmm.
The person who committed the crime? Or just the person
No,
eating the
like
food?
the person who was awake.
Right.
Did they? Well, that's where I'm saying. Did they have a house guest? Was Lauralee, whatever her name was she not was she not very hungry that day? So she got a little bit less of the poisoning than the guy who was over for dinner on that Sunday night, who may or may not have perpetrated these murders with an axe found in the house after he poisoned the food while everyone was at church. Maybe she just didn't eat enough of it. She woke up.
So there were other empty plates of food on the table, but there was one just uneaten.
Well, there were empty plates on the counter.
Okay.
But, okay, so everyone had eaten together, but there was just one plate that had
Just
food.
one random plate of food.
And one person that
And
woke
people,
up.
literally the theory in 1912 was, well, the killer must have made himself dinner after he killed the family.
That's what I thought, because I would probably do that too.
You would
Same.
probably make some fucking ramen noodles and be like, man, I did a good job today.
Yeah, probably. Maybe
Yeah.
some scrambled eggs. That's what I would want if I just killed somebody with an
What do you-
axe.
what-
I'd be hankering for a protein.
Okay, what makes more sense to you, though? So the family goes to church, someone breaks into the house without them noticing when they get back, fixing the window or door that they broke open
So you're
before
talking-
they get back.
So you're talking Saturday night church?
No, Sunday. Because they were found on a Monday.
They were
Right?
found on a Monday. Okay.
So that Saturday or Sunday, someone breaks into their house while the family's at church, and Sarah's doing her, "Oh, Jesus loves you. Yes, I know," spiel. And they come back, no alarm of anyone having broke into their house. He hides up in the attic with the axe. The entire family eats, goes to bed. He kills 7 out of 8 of them without waking anyone up. Or they have another person along with a sleepover come have dinner with them. Maybe Ross, who has a key to the house and can lock the door behind him on his way out, and just conveniently happens to be the second person on the scene. And he poisons their food because his brother JB and him might have stakes in the same company, and his whole family dies. Oh, tragic.
He has stakes in...
I don't know. Maybe.
Or you're just saying, like, you think he just had some sort of interest in...
Do any of JB's employees have... Like, this case wasn't investigated at all. There was no... outside of the initial investigation, there's just sleuth work.
Huh.
I'm reading here that it looks like the only person that had a copy of that key was Ross. Which, let's see. Yeah. So that was Josiah's brother Ross is the only one that had a key. That I can find. So the killer had to have a key. He used, let's see.
But then who was awake? Did they wake up?
Lena was awake.
Right, okay. But then she just decided not to eat her food, which...
Maybe. Or she didn't eat all of her food.
Right.
The drugs didn't overtake. That's my theory, is that they were drugged. Because there's no fucking... I sleep deeply, But if you're smashing someone's face in next to me, I'm going to wake up.
Yeah, for sure.
And I sleep on a fucking purple mattress. And
Yeah.
that shit will still wake me up.
Yeah, I mean, that would...
So they had to have been drugged or poisoned or something like that.
Right.
Or maybe the poison didn't work and he had to take the axe and finish the job.
Like, yeah, a combination of both. I don't...
Right.
I'm just saying dude, it doesn't make sense.
Right. I mean, it makes sense that, you know, his brother did it. Key to the house. Stupid enough to lock it all up. I don't know.
Dude, okay, hold on a second.
'Cause that's just like, how stupid could you be to try and kill a whole family and then just lock it up?
So the murder weapon was an axe belonging to Josiah, and that was found in the guest room where the guests, like the Stillinger sisters, the friends of the daughters, were found. Then doctors concluded that the murders had taken place between midnight and 5 a.m. 2 spent cigarettes in the attic suggested that the killer or killers patiently waited in the attic until the Moore family and the Stillinger guests were asleep. So the killers began in the master bedroom where Josiah and Sarah Moore were sleeping, and Josiah received more blows than any other more blows from the axe than any other victim, as AJ said earlier. So Josiah was the only other person that we know of to have a key.
You mean Ross?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Ross was. Yeah, Ross, Josiah's brother, was the only person we know.
See, and I think
and
fucking...
it seems like it was personal against Josiah.
I think
Right.
JB, who is also Josiah, I just like calling him JB.
That's tight.
I think that he might have been up in the attic smoking cigarettes. I don't know. We've all been there. Hide your cigs from your girl, you know?
Right.
True.
Was he even investigated?
Well, I mean, Ross?
Yeah.
No one was investigated. Just 14 people were brought in to testify on their findings.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there was like barely any interrogation, barely any investigation, because again, over 100 people ran through the crime scene before the cops showed up.
Right.
Right.
And then about 2,000 followed the police dogs with the cops. It's like,
Do you think he might have gone around town and been like, yo, my brother and shit just got murdered. Like, you got to check this out.
dude, how the fuck did word spread?
This out.
So it started with him, Mary, the priest, 2 doctors, and the sheriff. Someone spilled the beans to the town.
Right.
It was either Ross or Mary. The other
Right.
4 aren't going to do that.
Yeah, you never know, but yeah, it really doesn't make sense for someone who's trying to just do their job. Like, no one's gonna just start telling random people. Yeah, I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
Right, but the other 4 are working in the time when the town finds out.
Right.
And Mary and Ross are gone.
Oh, I think it's solved. I believe it.
So
No fucking way. Not solved yet. We gotta find like one more thing.
Well, and another theory that I had as well, JB's head is crushed in. There's 1 plate on the table. JB poisons his whole family, kills a homeless man, puts him in bed with his wife, destroys the face, catches a fucking train out of town because he knows John Deere's about to buy his factory for a penny on the dollar.
Man.
And he's going to go bankrupt. So he's going to go from riches to rags, fucking smashes in someone's face and becomes a hobo. I don't know. That's a fun theory. That's one that Michael would have loved to hear.
Yeah, that actually... I feel like that could definitely have happened.
I think that is almost as solid a theory as them having a 9th person over for dinner and that person killing them and poisoning them.
They didn't say how many plates. Like, I wonder if they ever...
Doggo's 1912. They didn't know.
Right. They didn't think about shit.
So it was just so the first, it was Ross, Mary, the sheriff,
2 doctors,
2 doctors.
and the priest. who may or may not have taken Lena's underwear. We still don't know.
Yeah, that's really odd.
Yeah, you would have thought he would have taken like Jake's underwear.
It's weird that, so like they said, check the bodies for like mutilation, and they didn't find anything, but yet someone took the panties. So, I mean, it had to have been someone, one of the village people.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
take
and then
it.
they found her in the e-girl fucking doggy style pose.
Yeah, bro. I am curious. I bet those panties are somewhere right now.
Probably in one of those fucking weird-ass Villisca Axe Murder museums next to the air quote axe.
Right.
Dude, I could put my hatchet in a museum and be like, this was used to kill the Moore family, and I'd have as much claim as everyone else.
Right. Yeah, we actually do have the Villisca Axe Murder weapon here in the studio, so
Yeah.
suck it, fucking stupid museums.
Yeah.
Don't let them trick you. Our axe is way cooler, and it sticks to a wooden block, so I doubt theirs does that.
You guys want to know something really funny I just realized?
What's that?
This is about to be a YouTube exclusive episode because I never hit record on the audio.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh no.
It's fine, YouTube exclusive.
Nice. Cool promo.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You can only find this
Spooktober.
on YouTube.
Fuck them.
For this episode, you can only find it on YouTube.
Yep.
That's how it should be, though.
I literally just looked over to look at the time and I was like, oh.
Oh yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Dude, I did everything right except for that. I had everything ready.
So that's your first strike.
Dude, that's not my first strike. That is so far from my first strike.
Dude, I remember back in the day
When we first started this shit,
and
it
you
was so bad.
and you fucking like we got done and we didn't record it at all. Like there was nothing. It was just 2.5 hours just down the drain, just like, well, I guess I don't even think we redid the topic. I don't even think we
No.
talked about it again. Maybe we did, but
that was the one we did after we went kayaking and we were fucking wasted
yeah.
and we forgot to record it. And we're like, next week.
Well, that's all right. We'll show our love to YouTube. Maybe they'll take a little bit better care of us. Maybe give us some money, huh? Oh no, they don't want to give us money. Okay.
Now they just shut down the page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think we'll.
it was never solved then? This is still a cold case, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think we'll have to get a group of people and go check the house out someday.
I want to still.
Actually record an episode from there.
We just need to find the clues and finally solve the case.
Find the clues there.
Let's just start breaking it. Like, let's bring some sledgehammers and just start
Breaking doors
checking
open.
the walls.
Are you in there, killer?
I don't think that's a bad idea. That, and we'll bring some haunted shit or whatever, and you guys can call a ghost in for me.
Like a Ouija board?
Yeah, so I can fucking talk to it / fight it.
Well, so the superstition is if the fucking windows and mirrors were all covered up when the bodies died or when the souls left the body, there should be no haunting there.
And you said the faces were covered up too?
Post-mortem, yeah. Supposedly the townfolk pulled the face coverings off, but yeah, the faces were covered up according to the first 6 people: Ross, Mary, Rachel, Chandler.
Yeah, Phoebe.
Yeah, Phoebe was there. Joey. Yeah, they said that the faces were covered up, but then the townfolk uncovered the faces. Like, oh my god, it really is JP. It's like, how can you tell? The coroner's report literally said he had no face left. No face.
I mean, you sometimes get to know your friend's nipples. You could show me, if you took Keegan's shirt off right now, I could tell just by looking at the nipple. Maybe a little bit more of like
I could tell your bagel
chest.
That's for sure. I could see the bagel. I'd have to like.
You'd go up to the
I'd
dead
have to
body
do the bagel.
and like squeeze the bagel and be like, "That's still in." God damn
I'd
it!
just like the fucking head is gone. I'm just like squeezing the fucking bagel.
Do you know the bagel robot? Do you know about the bagel?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Of course I know the bagel.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course I know the bagel.
Nice.
So there was nobody. Who were the leads? Like,
Keegan said it's true in the comments about you being able to recognize his nipples. Keegan, welcome to the first ever exclusive YouTube episode of the WRK podcast. What's up, pimp?
Hell yeah, dude. That's fucking crazy. I was
That's
just going
funny.
to tell about a minute later. I was going to be like, yeah, it's talking about your nipples on the podcast. I wonder if I feel like he couldn't to mine though. I feel like my nips are kind of just average.
Yeah.
Besides them being always pointy. That would be the giveaway.
Well, yeah, but you and Mike.
Yeah. But Mike's I might be able to tell Mike's nips too. I don't know. Maybe even if you put all my friends together and showed me just nips, I could probably name them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could do probably the same. But you're also doing like chest and upper body identification when you're doing nips, or are we just doing like a Photoshop?
I think if it was between only my friends and you just saw around the nipple, you saw some skin tone and the nipple itself. But like, I don't know. I think showing the whole chest might be too easy.
Yeah, especially I have a very distinguished chest tattoo.
Well, that would also give it away.
Yeah.
But
they'd be like, "Oh, this guy lost a bet."
What's he say?
Why not Spotify?
Oh, yeah. We didn't want to record it on Spotify today. Not because we forgot to press the button or anything, but we just felt like today was a YouTube exclusive.
Yeah. Well, Mike's not here, you know. Don't want to give the audio listeners the full experience that the YouTube audience can have, you know?
Exactly.
Make it sound like it's on purpose after we already said it was on accident.
Yeah, it's not like we fucked up and just didn't start the recording. It's okay. It's cool. It's a YouTube exclusive, dog.
Yeah. Give back to the fans.
Yep. Well, Keegan, hopefully you were listening and found out about who the murderer was and about the girl's panties getting stolen, and there's a lot to the story.
Yeah, I think that there's got to be more. Like, there's either the runaway hobo that's killing people on the railroad. Ross did it. Or
JB did it.
Yeah, or JB did it and ran away. Because why would you yeah, they say that it seemed like it was a targeted crime against JB because of the way that his face was crushed in. But why would you kill 8 people and only mutilate one body?
I mean, it's where it's kind of weird. I think Ross was just psychotic.
Well, I mean, it's
think
just
it was
like,
Ross.
it's you, what are the, you fucking, like you have a grudge against him and you brutally murder him and then you're just like gonna kill his family just because, even though they're not awake.
Right.
Like if you successfully kill him and his entire family is still asleep, it's 1912, you can walk out the door.
Right.
so maybe they were looking for fame.
I don't know.
Yeah, but like it's
They got
1912. There's not like famous serial killers yet.
Dude,
Right.
he was
Like there's Jack the Ripper, which is arguably a myth.
Ross was walking with the crowd, the like 1,000 people or whatever that were like walking in the investigation.
He's running in front of the
And he's
bloodhounds.
just
He's
like-
like, guys, I think it's over here.
He's like so excited. He's just getting amped up. He's in the house when all the people are inside watching it, and he turns to this guy and he goes, "You know, I did that, right?" And then he walks out of the room.
And you said the bloodhound ran to the river and that was it?
Yeah.
It just ended at the river?
Yeah. Well, a gang of bloodhounds, but yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck?
The Bloodhound Gang. I just thought about that. I didn't know they were a thing back in the 1912s. Yeah, I was gonna say 1900s, and I was like, wait a second.
I mean, it'd be accurate.
Yeah, I wouldn't be wrong. Let's just put it that way. I wouldn't be wrong.
You know, I think that'd be the 20th century, so it'd be, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, 1900s.
Did he
yeah.
say just tuned in? I can't read.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you didn't bring, I literally just noticed you didn't bring your laptop today.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, and I was in a hurry. So basically, Keegan, there's, you know, all these plates and stuff. The brother is the first person on the scene after this woman. All the doors and everything are locked. He's the only one with a key. Opens it up, back up.
According to Mary, too, in her testimony when they were investigating her or interrogating her, she said that Ross didn't let her in the house when he walked in.
Oh, really?
He told her to wait on the porch. And Ross told a completely different story, that they were both in the house at the same time when the sisters were found, before he told her to go back to her house and phone the... That's another thing, too. He made her go back to her house and phone the police.
Yeah. Well, I mean, looking at it in a way, though, he could have, if, let's say he didn't do the murders, he could have been like,
Ross is like,
come
oh
into
shit,
this house,
I
bro.
left that girl's underwear on. I better take them off real quick.
Yeah.
Mary, go call the police at your house.
Yeah. But anyway, so, fucking what AJ was saying earlier, if you're tuning in, there was food on the table and one plate wasn't eaten, suspecting that the brother might have been there, and the food was all drugged, and he just didn't eat the drugged food, and everyone else got drugged, and he killed them. And then locked the door on his way out, because there's really no other explanation other than that.
It's not in the age of self-locking doorknobs.
Yeah, like...
It's a turnkey style door
Unless he like somehow went up through the attic and like jumped off the house with a parachute or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
you got to remember, like every lock was literally a Skyrim lock until like 1930.
Right. The killer went outside the door and pickpocketed, like, or not pickpocketed, but
picked the lock in reverse.
Pick the lock in reverse. Yep. That's skill.
I knew where you were going with it.
Yeah.
we spent way too much time talking to each other. Basically finishing each other's sandwiches.
Yeah, at this point anyways. But yeah, so what we were talking about, the girl with the underwear, there was like hundreds of people in the house that were like in the crime scene, like going around the house touching shit. And
this little girl's underwear mysteriously disappears.
Yeah. And we were talking about the priest in the house. So did the priest do it? Obviously, yes. But I mean, it still could have been someone else, you know. My money's on the priest.
Or Ross when he came into the house with Mary and was like, "No, leave. Go call the police from your house."
Yeah.
Don't call them here. Call them from your house to come here.
Yeah.
It makes more sense that way, Mary. Just stop asking questions. You're a woman and it's 1912.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy. We definitely know it's him. Or even like they should have just blamed him for it. We
have an aching suspicion it was Ross.
There's a 50% chance that it's him. Just execute him. There's no reason to keep him alive.
Time executed him already, unfortunately.
Right. I wonder how old he lived to. I wonder if people gave him shit. Like, I wonder if other people just, like, for the rest of his life gave him shit for it. Because how could you not think it was him? I mean, I'm sure people maybe don't read into it as much and like the idea that there was a murder on the loose, but...
Ooh, he only lived for like 20 more years. 23 more years after that.
I don't know the lifespan back in that day, but I mean, it's
Lived
probably
from
not bad.
1877 to 1935. So he lived a long life.
23, 55, maybe?
57.
57?
That's a good age to go. You don't want to
It's
end
not
up like
bad.
that guy from Squid Game, dude.
Yeah, no. You don't.
Well, I thought I'd kill people playing marbles because we played it when I was a kid, and now it's more fun to watch people get shot in the head.
Yeah, something like that.
It's basically the plot of the story. Also, spoiler alert, sorry.
That was a shitty spoiler. I don't think anyone will.
That's fair. It kind of gives it away. I was told not to watch the dub version because it gives away the plot in the first scene.
Really?
And I did anyway. And
Really?
so
In the
I-
first
so-
scene, it gives away the whole plot?
Yeah.
There's a lot of Easter eggs. I watched a lot of Easter eggs in the show, and it was pretty ballin'.
But if you watch anime, you can figure out the show in a nutshell in 3 episodes, like where it's going.
Yeah. I mean, as far
Also,
as...
it's really fucking funny to hear all the people that did the dubs, like from the Naruto dubs, the One Piece dubs, like all the.
Oh, is it all those guys in there?
There were voice like the guy that plays is it Sung Ji, the nerdy friend that the main character, his like best friend.
Yeah.
He's voiced by Sasuke.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I might have to go rewatch it. I have to check in the first scene. I don't want to ruin it. Al, have you seen this?
I'm sorry, what?
Have you seen the show
Squid Game?
Squid Game?
No, that's why I just actually like spaced out there and didn't.
Let's
listen to you guys for a second.
not hear about it then. I'll figure
Yeah.
this out on my own.
That's because if I hear about it and I know about it, the missus is gonna kill me.
Wow, is she watching it?
No, we're supposed to watch it.
It's
Oh yeah, I told you guys to start watching it yesterday.
fucking
Yep.
fucking hooked me, dude. It's everywhere. I think it's like, isn't it I thought I heard somewhere it's the most watched
It's the
fucking
most watched Netflix show in history.
and it's just, dude, everyone's. I hear it on the radio.
It's
I
like
started
it's
listening
fucking
to-
affect-
so good.
It's like affecting their stock price right now. That's how fucking many people are watching this
It's
shit.
so fucking good.
Yeah. That shit is nuts. Which it's weird how it is really good, but it's not like, I don't know. It was good, but it didn't feel like it tried that hard. It just was that good.
It's literally a live action anime, is how I describe it. It's a live action short anime.
How many episodes is it?
7 or 8.
Oh, nice.
Something like that.
Cool.
Yeah,
I literally watched
couldn't
all
stop.
I watched
I was
all of them in a
fucking-
row.
Yeah, why don't you definitely do yourself a favor and just set aside like 7 hours of your day and just do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of fucking Spooktober too, and AJ, you were talking about a bunch of shows. I watched a 3-part movie series, The Fear Street.
Fear Street.
Did you watch
Very
that?
good.
Very, very good. I
Yeah.
didn't even know what I was getting. I always told myself I was gonna watch it, and I finally was like, you know what? Like, fuck it. I'll give it a try. First movie, I was like, this is dope. You know, this is good. Like, I'm digging this, and I'm like, I wonder what the second movie's gonna be, and I was like, oh, whole new thing. This is fucking way dope. And then same with the third one, like, whole new story too. I was like, bro, this is blowing my mind. That was fucking awesome. That shit was great.
Fear Street's really good.
Fear Street was awesome.
Yeah. Also, there's a Netflix original movie. It's basically like if the original Scream was made in 2021. And it's
I watched that.
Called Someone's in Your... Yeah, I talked to you about that the other day. Someone's in Your House. Very good. There's another one. I can't remember what it's called. More of a suspense, low budget horror movie based in upstate New York. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. Another Netflix original. There's so many good movies this fall. Mm-hmm. So many good movies. Only horror movies though. If you come at me with a rom-com right now, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking throat. Okay?
Yeah, I need good horror. But like when I watch horror, I want it to also be like lighthearted in a way, and I want the characters to be having fun. I want some, I don't mind if it's just serious all the time and whatnot, and that's all you're getting. But like, I like a little fun with my horror,
Yeah, there has to be a little bit of melancholy.
Right. Like, let's get.
But like, less gore, more fucking suspense. That's where, like, I feel like the last several years, horror's been like, let's make it even gorier than Saw. It's like, we don't want that. We don't want that in horror movies anymore. Like,
Right.
Saw is its own category. It's torture porn.
I think that's all they think about is they'll get a movie watched. Is like, that's why I think, everyone knows. Well, I guess I'm not even going to talk about it, but just people dying is good enough. Yeah, you don't have to show exactly how.
I need to see their entrails.
Right.
Like.
Right. Like, I just want to know that character is no longer alive. That's the emotional part of it. But seeing their fucking jaw sliced and then hanging by the skin or something is like, yeah, that's real neat. But that's just neat. That's all it is.
Yeah, like, I'm an adult, and I understand that if you stab someone in the stomach and cut from end to end, it's going to take additional work to pull their organs out. Like, don't show me that. Like, I want to see a slash and go when I'm watching a horror movie.
You want a dramatic scene. You want your character that you liked so much to be gracefully killed.
Like, I want it to be like she made it all the way to the, like, fucking street light, and then he comes out from under the street light, cuts her open, and fucking dips out.
It was a sad day in Fear Street when that chick gets put through the bread machine.
Oh, dude, that was sad.
That was so sad.
That was
a good level. It was not. It was gruesome a little bit, but like really, that was sad.
Well, I was rooting for her, like, all the way through the movie, and then it's just like right at the last like 4 minutes, it's just like.
Yep, Fear Street, man. That and fucking Squid Game. 100% check out. And if you like Squid Game, Alice in Borderland is also another show somewhat similar. But thinking back on the two, I definitely think Squid Game has more of that immersion feel. And just, I don't know. Like, you could actually get into that, You could...
Yeah, dude, Squid Game makes you, like, I have a discrepancy with it. So, again, spoiler, episode number 2.
Uh-oh, Al, plug your ears.
Oh, they're plugged.
Episode number 2, when they fucking do, like, the whole, oh, we all voted, we're all leaving. And then it's like, oh, but your situation's so bad, you need to come back kind of shit. If you're going to do that in, like, in between, instead of doing a whole episode of that, do, like, in an episode, do 2 flashback scenes. You know what I'm saying? Instead of dedicating a whole episode to this is why this person's coming back, and or you could be like, this is why this person came back.
I know I got it.
Like
instead of going through each individual person's
in one episode, do it in flashbacks, and because there were like non-important scenes in that.
Yeah, but also I mean. I feel like for as many episodes as they had, they could have gone longer with it if they wanted to.
Well, it doesn't even have to be longer.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just like the story could have. I feel like in episode 2 it loses its pace a little bit, and then in episode 3 it's just like, bam, we're back in it.
But I feel like you get. I mean, like, I feel like they went through the characters though that you liked. I mean, yeah, some of it may have not have been as important, but all in all, like, it was just good, man. It gets you into all these different people, and it's just a crazy ride.
Yeah, I love
Crazy
the show. All I'm saying is, if I were in charge of it, and I guess this is all like hindsight is 2020 for pacing of the series, I would have done the second episode in flashbacks. I would have followed the main character throughout his journey back to the game, but everyone else is a flashback. If that makes sense.
Right. I see what you mean.
I'm trying to explain it without spoiling a lot.
Right. Damn, I'm going to have to go watch that and figure out what the fuck's in that first scene. But, Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that when I get home today.
I think it's the narrator, I think, is what gave it away.
Yeah. I don't feel like, though, in the dub, you find, like, I feel like you kind of understand shit, but are you talking about old dude in the third episode?
In the first episode.
No, not with it dubbed, but in subtitles. You said you think you could figure that out.
Oh, I kind of figured that out in the first episode, and then in the third episode, I figured out who the guy with the prism mask was.
You talking about the brother?
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about this over Discord so we don't ruin it for anyone.
Yeah.
We'll continue this conversation elsewhere. Yeah, a lot of recommendations for you guys to go watch.
So yeah, we solved the Villisca Axe Murder. I don't know. I don't really got a whole lot else.
No.
Honestly, dude, straight up, next week, if we just did a fucking horror movie review.
Could go through the story of it.
You need to watch
Do it all.
Squid Game before next week's episode, which is Monday.
Apparently, there's a movie about the Villisca Axe Murders too. I just found.
Yeah, it's not great.
Oh,
Don't.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It came out in like
Made by
2009. The one that came out in like 2019 or whatever.
Made by actual
Looks like it was
islands.
16.
Oh yeah, same diff, just inverted.
I wonder who they pinned the murder on in that.
Probably not Ross, who probably did it.
There was a couple other people. It looks like.
Dude, it's like every townie had an idea, but it's like every townie was also in the house fucking around with the bodies. Someone stole that little girl's underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Never got returned.
Very true. What damn though, I just realized, and I'm not really sure if I want it or not, but fucking gosh, we haven't hit the word of the day.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, we haven't.
Well, I'm gonna go take a piss quick.
Well,
The word of the day is man, because I selected it this week, and there's actually a couple.
Always be a couple. That's the trick of the show.
I can't I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to lead you guys to it without fucking just giving it away.
right. I very much enjoy a good hint, a very small
'Cause
hint.
there's
Start
a-
small.
There's a whole layer of this that we even haven't talked about, kind of.
Oh my gosh, what would be crazy?
What's that?
If it was, fuck. AJ! What's that movie where the guy fucking goes, here's Johnny?
The Shining.
The Shining. Yes. I don't remember the guy's name, though. But that just really made me think, oh my god. I solved it. We need a general direction, though. We're going to have to, because...
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look at who was accused of it. There's some accusations that were accusations and main theories about who did it and who was in the town and when.
I don't even know any of this information.
What was his name? Fucking...
Cotton Eye Joe?
No, it was the disgruntled employee, or not disgruntled. That's how odd. Okay, hold on. I have it in my notes. What the fuck is his name? Ed Selly, fucking Mary and Ross described him in their testimonies as a disgruntled employee, and he was employee of the month, like month after month before it was John Deere Deer plant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Ed Selly. Man, there was there's a lot of fucking. There was way more suspects on this than we actually think. It looks like.
Well, that's the thing. Everyone in the town was a suspect.
Right.
And then everyone that used the railroad was also a suspect. So it's like the suspect list was infinite, but it's... Yeah, it's just And then there's a new suspect every year, according to the guy in charge of the Villisca Axe Murder Museum.
There's a new suspect every year.
That's a meme.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I got you.
there's literally, oh man, what is it? The Villisca Axe Murder Museum. I want to find it.
Did I miss it?
No, dude.
Oh yeah, I was trying to clean the shot glass and I couldn't get it clean, so I just am gonna pull from the bottle.
Oh, you think you're gonna get it?
What'd you say? The word of the day was a suspect?
Yeah.
I just didn't think of the suspects, but I don't know any of the suspects.
See,
Have you ever had an episode where you don't hit word of the day?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
A few, but usually I make AJ give it to me.
And I'm an enabler, so I usually give it to him. Is it Andy Sawyer?
No. But he was like
Jack Nicholson.
apparently.
Isn't that the guy from the movie?
Yeah.
I just thought of it. Sorry.
Holy shit.
He was just a weird fucking hobo. Andy Sawyer, is that his name?
Yeah.
You said, yeah. He's just a fucking weird hobo.
Dude, this guy's nickname is fucked. William Mansfield.
That's his nickname? I'm
No,
just kidding.
I'm not going to repeat his nickname on the internet ever. In fear of cancellation.
Oh, I see what you're looking at too.
Damn, I want to know.
Oh, we don't have pen and paper.
Sign
on the
language.
table.
I have
Hold on.
Hold on. I have some back here. Hold on a second. I got it.
I have a sheet, yes. All right, hand me.
I got it. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, don't show it on camera.
Here it is, world.
Okay, I can tell now why. Probably shouldn't say that
Was
on
it?
there.
Is it Reverend Kelly?
Yeah.
I saw the fucking freeze and I was like, that's gotta be it.
It just makes the most sense.
The panty thief.
The panty thief and like their heads were covered and he was scared of mirrors and shit. Like, I think it was that motherfucker right there.
Yeah, he was the priest.
Yeah, look, I mean, like, I have a picture.
It's not
of
even a
him.
priest, it's a reverend.
Yeah, but he's like,
He didn't even go to Italy.
he's a weird looking motherfucker.
Yeah, he
too.
doesn't look great. Dude, his picture looks like fucking... Oh, dude, what's the guy that he looks like? He looks like the bad guy from, like, season 3 of The Arrow. That was in, Damien Dark. He looks like Damien Dark. The guy that looks like fucking Mike Pence. Like, we used to call Mike Pence Damien Dark all the time. When we did the show when Trump was in office, we'd be like, we wouldn't refer to Mike Pence as Mike Pence. We'd call him the guy from The Arrow.
I think I remember that, but also
Sorry. I'm trying to fucking pull up a picture of this weirdo so you can show the world, like, cause this fucking guy...
Well, hopefully you find one that's less grainy than the one I'm looking at. Because if it's grainy on that screen and this lighting, it's not going to look good.
those 1912 photos hit different.
Anyway, cheers to Reverend Kelly.
Yeah, remember if you are driving,
YouTubing and driving.
if you're YouTubing and driving, writing a book and driving, taking your kids to school and driving, make sure you grab a shot.
You know I'm just going to go on...
Writing a book and driving.
You know I'm just going to go on Twitter and post-promote this episode as a YouTube exclusive.
Yep.
Ugh.
Ah, fuck.
That's marketing, baby. Also, this episode is not brought to you by Black Velvet Whiskey. Ugh.
Man, it would have been nice to have a chaser.
Do you want
Oh,
some?
yeah.
Do you want some Coke Zero?
I didn't want to crack another beer. I was like, I'm taking it easy. I drink quite a bit.
Yeah, I've
I've been waking up early as fuck, and I'm not feeling it.
I've been taking it easy as well, which is going from going hard in the paint to taking it easy. It makes you fucking sleep early and wake up early as fuck.
Do you see that? Do you see that creepy bastard?
No, it doesn't show up yet. It's like halfway on the page. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Oh my god, he looks like
he
looks like
someone.
William Dafoe with stage 4 cancer.
He looks like a kind of an older, creepy, like fucking what's the guy from It's Always Sunny? Fucking
fucking Dennis.
yeah.
Yeah, he literally looks like Dennis and William Dafoe had a fucking love child that was born with Benjamin Button's disease.
Dude, his fucking forehead and his head is huge, bro.
His hairline has got a fucking gap wider than the Grand Canyon.
I don't know. He's
His
kind of
part-
rocking the hair, honestly.
The part, though,
It's probably just a picture.
his picture on my screen doesn't look much better than that one.
I'd fuck him. I'd fuck him good. I'd take him to Pound Town.
The poundest of town.
I'd stick my
Poundest-
fingers
the poundest
around
of townest. We take you to the poundest of townest.
No one's asshole is safe this Halloween.
Dude, you guys, it's gonna suck when November is after next week. We're gonna have to do fucking political shit again.
Spooktober will be over.
Spooktobus, no Mobus. I don't like that.
Let's talk
I-
about
Find a Thanksgiving killer. As long as you stick with November.
the cooked turkey killer smoker.
Let's do an episode on smallpox blankets.
Oh, dude, yeah, the origin of Thanksgiving. That would be fucking great. And
No, that'd be really fucking weird and hearsay.
yeah, that's a good point. I'll go fuck myself.
I mean, I agree. It'd be interesting if there was relatively concrete information going back that far.
Right.
Yeah, true. We don't know 100%. But I mean, we could just lie about it.
Yeah, I mean, we
honestly.
could just
That's what I
like
do
we
on
could
the
just
show.
we could just repeat what was written on the like inside of the forehead of an Indian skull
Right,
by a pilgrim,
right.
because that's how the stories came.
We
to
could do it. We
fruition.
could say whatever we want. We
I
could say
believe.
Britney Spears was there and fucking sang a great song. That's what made them come together.
She
Like,
sang Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You,"
Yeah, and she killed it.
and then she shaved her head.
Yeah, and then she shaved her head for the first time.
And Jamie Lynn got so jealous.
Those crazy bitches. Those crazy, crazy bitches. Leave Britney alone.
True. How fucking ahead of his time was that guy or gal? I don't know how
Yeah,
they
I don't
identify
know.
these days, but
Fucking, I heard that doc on it was pretty good. I've heard from a few different people, the documentary on Netflix, I think. They're like, it is good. Like, you should watch it.
I heard it was good, but it was like more let you understand the like truth behind the meme of Free Britney.
Oh, like just... I mean, what do you
brought-
mean?
it
Like,
brought
if you
shit-
Google
it-
searched it or what?
It like brought more or means of access, like brought more of the information to you. Because they've been working on that from like Freedom of Information Act shit that they've had for a while. Like, I mean, a show like that doesn't pop up overnight. Like, they've been
Right.
working on it for a while in
Yeah,
the Free
for
Britney
sure.
movement. Yeah, but the people who did the show, great job.
Nah, they suck. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go suck a dick.
We don't care about you unless you want to give
sponsor
us money.
us.
Unless you want to sponsor
We
us.
both had the same idea at the same fucking time.
We'll take money for free.
We'll take money.
We'll
We're not
even-
going to talk about what you want us to talk
We'll
about.
even pay you money to give us more money back.
Yeah, it's a return on investment.
Pay us $5 and we'll talk about whatever you want.
Patreon, baby.
For 5 weeks straight. We'll podcast twice a week for 5 weeks straight, only talking about whatever you pay us $5 to talk about. Boom.
That would...
Probably make us a lot of money.
That's like fucking $25.
No, we don't get paid per episode. We get paid $5 one time, and then
It's $1 a week.
yeah. So yeah, like I mean, yeah. If you want to look at it like that, we'd get about $1 a week. So
That is less than minimum wage, for sure.
The Patreon page pays for our hosting fees, so whatever we make after that is profit, but still that's shit profit.
yeah, we'll take it. We'll take anything. Give us a
Anyway, visit us on Patreon.
give us
Yeah.
your couch, maybe your cat. I don't know.
Why do we want cats and couches? We got a couch.
I don't know, man, dude. Maybe I want your cat. I don't know. I'm hungry. Food's getting low. Cats don't taste that bad.
You've been playing too much New World.
Nah, dude. Yeah, New World has trained me. You see a cute pig in the forest, murder it. You see a cute bunny rabbit sitting there, fucking kill it.
You see a cute pig, you know that pig is not going to put up a fight.
He tries, does 1 damage to you, and you fucking bludgeon his face in with a mace, dude. Or a mallet or a hammer. I don't know what it's called. A fucking maul. Big ass maul. Just fucking ruin his life.
Yeah, maul, mace. I think they're the same thing. Or is a maul is a mace on a chain?
I think you should be able to make bacon, though, right on the spot. You should be able to kill a pig, skin it, start your fire, and make bacon. Why can't you?
You gotta smoke that shit, dude.
It's so fucked. New World is not realistic if you can't make bacon after killing a pig. I don't know.
Yeah, so anyways,
We solved a lot of mysteries.
We solved some mysteries. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Deborah K Pod, Instagram at Deborah K Podcast, patreon.com/Deborah K Pod. Hit up our YouTube page. You're obviously seeing it here, so we don't need to tell you that.
Hit that like and subscribe button.
Yeah,
We've noticed that
definitely subscribe.
a lot of our viewers aren't subscribed.
Yeah, so if you made it this far, fucking subscribe or I will kiss you on your mom's lips. That's a promise. And outside of that, find us on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, you know, iHeartRadio, even though we don't have access to that information apparently, because iHeartRadio fucking sucks. Fuck those bitches. What else do we got? Our website, DeborahKPodcast.com, and we'll catch you next week, you freak bitches.